Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show, brought to you by these fine sponsors. The Kansas Auto Racing Museum at Chapman, Kansas, because today's stars are tomorrow's legends. Belleville Motorsports, providing safe, fast, and affordable race cars for national champions and feature winners all across America. Advanced Engine and Machine of Salina, a full-service racing shop providing complete engines, parts, and services for winners.
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. This week we're going to take you to the prelude to the Turkey Day events at Springfield Racetrack in Springfield, Missouri. Excellent racing, good competition. And that's where we're going to send the film crew out. Mike Kraft and the crew will go to Springfield, and we're going to bring you some racing action. Last week, if you watched the show, we were at the trade show in Wichita with Mike Kraft and did really good interviews. And but now it's time for some racing action.
I don't think Kraft will ever make it to the racetrack. I really don't. That area, that country down there is so beautiful. Yeah. He'll get so engrossed with what's going on in those hills of Missouri that he will, on those lakes and everything, we need to check early to see if Mike Kraft makes it. And by the way, you said on our show before that this was our 5th year. You know, I was just starting high school when this show started.
And I was in the 8th grade.
Isn't that amazing?
That is fantastic how that's worked out for us.
Wrap it up,
brother. We have aged a lot.
Wrap it up.
We have aged a lot over the years. You're going to be going to Springfield, so enjoy the racing.
Caution on the speedway, caution coming out. Cole Wells in car number 10, Dustin Mooneyham, Garrett Essery. And Garrett Essery, after a hard crash in the heat race earlier, good to see the 5 car back out on the racetrack. 37 also involved. He's back out on the racetrack. The only car not back out is just 1. Here we go. Green coming out. Brandon Morton up into the number 2 spot. Cole Wells back to 3rd side by side for the number 4 position. F3 up high, Mooneyham low. Oh, off the banking of turns 3 and 4. A wild ride for Garrett Essery and that green next time by. Stovall leads them in nice and slow, getting ready for the green, and here it is. Checkers for Jesse Stovall, Brandon Morton, Cole Wells. Jesse Stovall starts on the front row. And he'll bring the Russian Towing 00 car into victory lane. Brandon Morton, a nice run for him in the car number 11. Cole Wells in the 10. Shane Essery in the 15. And Justin Wells rounding out your top 5 in car number 98. Garrett Essery ready to go green. Tillman back deep in the field. Keep your eye on the 85. Keep your eye on Mickey Burrow. We're going green this time by. Too wide off turn number 4, lap 1, Dylan Hoover. John Sheets trying to get a beat up on the leader right now in second. Jody Tillman moving up through the field, trying to make the pass, moving up into the top 10, 3 wide on the backstretch. Here comes Robbie Reed down low. Still 3 wide. Problems for Hoover, your leader, off the racetrack. Now 4 wide on the front stretch. Hoover all the way to the 7th spot, now going to 8th. John Sheets, your new leader. John Sheets out in front. Robbie Reed working down on the bottom off turn number 4. Scotty Bowes spinning up in turns 1 and 2. We stay green. Scott Krigler up to the number 3 spot. Andrew Smith back to 4th. How about this battle for the lead? Dylan Hoover once again way up on the racetrack. He'll fall back again. For the lead, down the backstretch. Robbie Reed on the inside. John Sheets top side. Here they come off turn number 4. Robbie Reed, your new leader. Scott Krigler on the charge. Krigler up into the 3rd spot. He's gaining on the top 2. Scott Krigler underneath John Sheets. Krigler to 2nd. Andrew Smith off the track. Caution on the speedway. Caution coming out. Caution on the speedway after our front runners having some problems. Can Scott Krigler finish 1 spot better than he did last week? Krigler coming in 2nd last week behind Scott Drake, the eventual winner. He's got a good starting position. He's working down on the bottom of the speedway. That's where that 12 car looks good. Jody Tillman up into the 7th spot. Make that 6th, then car number 85. Keep your eye on Tillman. Here we go. Green in the air. Reed gets the jump as they come off turn number 4. Give him 4 car lengths. Reed stretching it out just a little bit now as they come off turn number 4. Off the racetrack, he'll fall back into the clutches of John Sheets. Reed. Jody Tillman up to 5th as the white flag coming out. Krigler taking a look. He's got a half a lap. He's got to run into turns 3 and 4. They're side by side. Krigler sliding up. Reed, they get together. They're off turn 4. Reed wins it. How about that race, fans, coming down to the line? Robbie Reed holding on for the win. But I tell you what, race fans, tip of the cap to Scott Krigler. Krigler's car got better as the run went along. There's no doubt about it. And Scott comes into turns 3 and 4 hard. And all he would have had to have done is stayed on the gas and moved the 5 out of the way. But hats off to Scott Krigler. He backed off just enough and then raced for it and came up oh so short. How about that finish for the Miller Lite A Modifieds?
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Roger, you know, we've jumped into the 5th season of the Grassroots Racing Show, and that means we have outlived about 95% of the shows on television because we're into the 5th season, half of a decade. We're 1/4 of the way of catching MASH.
How far are we going anyway?
I don't know. maybe the year 5 we'll finish it. We'll see what happens.
Well, I doubt it, though. As long as there's races, there's going to be us.
Yeah, and the good part about the show is if you're just tuning in for the first time, or if this is your first season with us, we film it at the Kansas Auto Racing Museum in Chapman. And it's the auto racing complex. We're home to the first NASCAR trophy, first NHRA trophy, have film footage, big screen theater. We'd love to have you come through the museum. It's open Monday through Saturdays. And what we do is we send Mike Kraft, who's an award-winning reporter for us, we send him out to racetracks all over. We've sent him to Arizona, to Daytona for Speed Week. We've sent him to Missouri. He spends a lot of time in Missouri because he's actually based out of the Kansas City area. He'll go into Oklahoma, to Colorado, to Kansas, and to Nebraska for us. And what he does is takes the film crew, sends fantastic racing, just like you saw here. And as you can tell from the title of the race, Prelude to Turkey Day, we filmed this last year, but we didn't get a chance to show it. So we've saved that film footage because it was such good racing so that we could show it to you this year because the racing season hasn't actually started in our area yet. So we're using some of the good footage from last year because it was too good just to let it set in the can somewhere. And the late models, fantastic racing at Springfield.
You know what was exciting about the late models? The Missouri guys dominated it except for second place. And the fellow from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma came in second in that race.
Yeah,
did you notice
you're
that?
right, yeah. Brandon Morton
Yes.
was second.
We've seen that name before many times.
Yeah, you recognize big races like that. You recognize many of the names, and you begin to see, too, over the years that there's the offspring of the ones that we have raced against and known for the years. Whether it's, you know, we raced against Terry Phillips and then, or Larry Phillips, I mean, and then here comes Terry, and both of them just excellent racers. That racing in the Springfield area is it's just great. Mark Martin came from that area, Rusty Wallace.
One of the best chassis builders from down there as well, you know.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of ropers were all from down in that. They were from the Springfield area.
Yeah, they were.
Tough racers in those days. And the kids are picking it up.
Oh, they are. You're exactly right. And that good competition breeds good competition because if you want to run up front, you've got to get good. And you've got to run with the pack. And then when you go other places, then you realize how good you have been running in the competition that you've been running against. The Modified A feature was won by Robbie Reed out of Mexico, Missouri. Hope you've enjoyed the racing. We'll see you next time on the Grassroots Racing Show.